So my name is Moniqueca Sims, and I am the owner of SSG Appliance Academy.
Diversified game. Learn how to start, run, and sustain your business.
Hey, it's Kellen, and today on Diversified Game, this is only the second time that I've had a woman who has an appliance company. The first one you guys might remember was my friend Kenya, who actually fixes our appliances here at this old house in the country of Palm Beach County. But Moniqueca Sims I'm happy to have another one. I hope this is a trend that more women are getting into this business, because one thing we know, women shoot better, and that's because women are more detailed. So, Moniqueca, welcome to the show. How are you doing?
I'm great. Thank you for having me on the show.
Hey, thank you, thank you. Tell the people, who haven't read any of your other interviews, or don't know, when did you get into this, and how, as a woman, did you get into fixing stuff? Because traditionally, a lot of people think, oh, the man has to fix it. But as you know, a lot of guys can't even change a tire, and they can't even change a light bulb, or the battery thing now is a big thing. So,
Right,
yeah.
right. Okay, so you were saying this your second time having a woman that's fixing appliances on the show,
Mhm.
right? Oh, okay, because I
Yes,
was
ma'am.
thinking you were saying a woman, period. I was like, oh,
Oh,
okay.
no, 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 no. Majority of our guests are probably women. Or yeah, that I have what I like on here as much as possible. So yeah, no, who fixes appliances, and she's the
Uh,
only woman in Palm Beach County owned business in Palm Beach County, which is kind of cool. She just happens to be Black.
oh, okay, great. Yeah, so I got into appliances around about 2017. Well, I started my first appliance business in 2017. I probably start messing around with appliances around 2013, 14. And that's because I had a friend, and the only way I could spend time with him was to go out with him, ride with him in his truck, because he fixed appliances, and that's all he do, 7 days a week. And so I used to ride out with him, and we used to go to customer houses. And at the same time, I was asking him to fix my washer. I kept saying, "When you gonna fix my washer?" And he was so busy he could never do it. So when I went out to him to a customer house one time, and the customer had the same washer as mine, and he fixed it. And I was like, "Oh, it was that easy?" So he gave me a part. I went home and fixed my own washer. And so so from then on, it was on. I called a girlfriend and was like, look, we need to get into these appliances. She was like, I ain't doing no appliances. So, I just went from there. So I started, messing around with appliances and stuff. And I actually got an appliance business by default because um so he works 7 days a week, and he do all his calls. He worked like 20 to 25 calls a day. He run like 20 to 25 calls a day. So I was telling him, we can hire techs, if they could do the same amount of work you do, you don't have to work as much. So I was hiring techs to try to keep him from working so much, and he wouldn't stop working. So I ended up with my own appliance company with my own technicians. So that's how it started. So that's how
So
the mhm.
So you tried to help him out, and I assume this is, a dating relationship type deal. You tried to say, so we could spend more time, you could make more money. He didn't want to do that, and you saw the formula. So is he still even in business, or have you knocked him out of business?
He's he's still in business, and he still run 20 to 25 calls a day, 7 days a week. So yeah, he's still in business. This Atlanta, it's enough business for everybody out here. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And so I found when I had an appliance repair business, and even though I had techs, they didn't know what they were doing. And it's known in the appliance repair industry, it's like finding a unicorn to find somebody who know how to repair appliances. So I was like, well, I'll start a school and train my own technicians. And so that's how SSG Appliance Academy came about.
Are you a successful entrepreneur or one in training? You've got the vision, but do you have the right partner to build your brand, your team, and your future online and off? At cprfirm.com, we offer expert consulting, financial guidance, and life coaching because we believe in doing life with our clients. After all, what is it for a man to gain the world and lose his soul? Founded by Callan Cash Coleman, we help our clients not only succeed but plan to retire rich. Your business deserves the best. Start building your legacy today at cprfirm.com.
Now, before we even get to the academy, and learned by, watching, and you said, okay, did you go to any training at a community college or anywhere to go learn how to do, so many more of appliances? Because he had washers or maybe dryers, but what other training did you get before or during, you starting this business?
So he did all the residential appliances. So he did everything was within in the house. So everything in the kitchen and a washer and dryer. So I trained with just going out with him a little bit and YouTube, of course, everybody goes to YouTube, but YouTube only creates part changers. And so I was a part changer. So I didn't know the appliance the inside out. Because one thing about appliances, 90% is troubleshooting. Everything else is plug and play. So I was out basically changing parts. Then I took an online course. I took Master Samurai, which is a great online course, but the only thing is I needed the hands-on. Even though I took the online course, and it was a really good course because it made me get it, but I still needed to put two and two together. So it helped me, but when I got in front of the appliance, I still was lost. So so that's the only training I had. So that's why I made sure my school is hands-on. A lot of people ask me all the time, why don't you make it online? I say, because I don't really believe in it because you need to be able to put two and two together. So, but that was the only training. And YouTube, most people go to YouTube for training.
Okay. And so there's no, like accreditation that someone has to have to get in this game because, you could go on Thumbtack and you can see everybody can be anything, but can you really do the work? And the
Right.
reviews will tell you if you can really do the work. So there's no
Mhm.
like accreditation, but there's good money in this. And you can make your six figures, folks, and y'all love to say that online.
Right,
Um,
right.
how did you know that, were you ever nervous when you said, look, my girlfriend doesn't want to do it, my guy friend doesn't want to get in on it? What gave you the confidence to say, I'm going to be able to handle all of these repairs? And what could you have, kind of fallen back on, or who could you have asked for knowledge in case something was too big for you?
Um, I don't know what gave me the confidence. I just did it. And then my son went out with me. When I first started going out, my son, he was 14 years old. He used to go out with me and he taught me how to use he taught me how to use most of the tools. So, me and Michael we was out there figuring it out together between the YouTube and my son, and then my daughter started going out with us eventually. We just started figuring it out together. I could call Alonzo if I run into something. He will assist me. But between YouTube and yeah, me and my kids going out, that's how it started. That's how it's. You know what? Wait a minute. Let me go back. So when did we start going out? Now you got me confused because I did the text. Okay. So I hired the text. Text didn't know what they were doing. That's what it was. So that's when we started going out, and then from there, then I opened the school before I started another appliance repair company. So I hired the techs first because I didn't really used to go out like that. I used to go out with him, but not on my own. So I started the company. I hired the techs. Techs didn't really know what they were doing. It was cost me a lot of money, and so that's when me and my son started going out. And I don't know, I just did it. I'm a problem solver, so I'm like, look, they don't know what they're doing. Look, we about to go out here and do it because I had already knew some from going out with him, and so I could call him for like tech support and stuff like that.
Now, it's one thing to, fix problems as an appliance repair, then to have a whole nother, I say it's a whole nother business with the academy and dealing with people to say, look, I'm going to prepare you. How many of the people that you prepare at the academy and also give us the cost are doing it just so they can fix stuff at their own house versus people who want to be professionals in the field?
Most people are professionals. I really haven't had any. I have a lot of people say it, like a lot of women, because I partner with like battered women shelters, human sex trafficking survivors. a lot of directors at the shelters, they're like, I want to learn just so I can fix the stuff in my house. So a lot of people have that thought, but they don't really come to the school to actually do it. But the majority of the people, I get a lot of people who send us their technicians, and a lot of people who may want to start their own business, or people just looking to get a job. But I haven't had anyone yet to come through just to have the knowledge for their own home, which it will save them tons of money.
Okay, and what's the cost of? I know you have. I see two different courses on the website. What is the cost of each?
So we have a 2-week basic appliance repair class, and that one, it gives you the fundamental of appliances. We specialize in advanced troubleshooting because, like I told you, troubleshooting is like 90%. That course is $2,750, and then the second course is a little advanced. That one is, so the first course is going to teach you everything in the kitchen. It's going to teach you the washer. I mean, it's going to teach you the refrigerator, the oven, the microwave, and the stove. The other one, I mean, and the wash and dryer. The other course is will teach you the compressor part of the refrigerator. That's the seal system part of it. That's only a weekend. That's a 3-day course, and that one is 1550. A lot of people like to take that course because that's when the big money come in at doing the seal system portion of the refrigerator. Some people come in and take both courses at one time, knock it out. Some people we kind of recommend take the first course and then be out in the field about 6 months, just getting used to refrigerators before you take the second part. But the good thing about our class, especially for the people that's local, once you come, you can always come back. So let's say you came and you took both courses, you can always come back and take that second part again. So once you pay one time, you can come back as much as you want.
Hello everyone. Come along with London and Sydney as they show you around the vibrant country of Cameroon. We explore the heart of Africa through the eyes of London and Sydney. Two explorers who journey across the great city of Yaoundé, exploring its rich culture, vibrant market squares, cultural heritage, and wildlife. With giggles and excitement, London and Sydney Explore Cameroon takes you on a fun-filled adventure, providing insight into the country's culture and traditions through the pages of this book. It's packed with exciting stories and super cool facts about Cameroon that will make you go, wow. Get your copy now, available on Amazon and in libraries near you. There's only one easy way to experience the exploration of Cameroon, and it's through London and Sydney. Don't wait, get yours.
Okay, no, that's dope. And that's again, it can save you a whole bunch of money. And yeah, I would say too, yeah, can we get the online with the virtual reality, right? So they can get the hands-on, because that's a big thing. If you go to the conferences that I go to, you can see it already, and you can see the View 6 glasses that needs to come do a sponsorship, because I keep shouting y'all out. But you can see what your trainees or your team members are doing in the field. So I can see it. We're gonna talk a little bit more, because I can see it being online and giving them that hands-on.
Exactly. I've been trying to come up with something where they can do it virtually. At one point, I was like, well, if they in a space where they have appliances, they can actually work on it. Somebody mentioned to me something about the glasses before where they could see, but I'm not really familiar with that. So we definitely need to talk on it, because I'm definitely okay with virtual, because my class is set up for virtual. Most people think it's an online course the way I have it set up. So it's set up for online, hybrid, virtual, whatever. But if I feel comfortable enough knowing that they're getting that actual hands-on training, then I'm fine with that, because I want to make sure, I tell anybody when they leave the class, like, don't leave this school without knowing how to troubleshoot this stuff. Because as long as you know how to troubleshoot, it's gonna save you so much money. When I started that business, I lost a lot of money the first year hiring those part changers. That's when I stopped, and then I really got into the field, because I wasn't really like in the field. Remember, I told you I hired those techs for him, and then I ended up having a company, but I had a company of people that didn't know what they was doing. So that's when I had lost so much money. And then that's when me and my son got out there, and then my daughter joined us. So I want to definitely make sure they know this stuff because it will cost you a lot of money if you don't, and your employer, but you would save your employer a lot of money by taking this class. Like, don't feel like you can learn on YouTube. You need them fundamentals that we're going to teach you. We teach you them fundamentals so you can go out and build your house. Like, we give you the foundation so you go out and build your house. But that's everything. Is 90% in appliance repair is troubleshooting.
How dope would it be if, when we're talking about this virtual reality and it's here, I got a set. I don't use it much, but I mean, I got the whole set. But if we had kids, instead of being on Roblox, doing your course and it's a video game and they're fixing stuff and maybe they're fixing it inside of Roblox, right? Or something like that,
Oh yeah.
because that's just where my mind goes. And it's not impossible. But like Jay-Z said, impossible takes difficult takes a day, impossible takes a week, right? So
Right.
it's definitely, you can do it with the technology that we have now. I know some people probably, and if you guys are listening, go over and see what the Georgia Peaches look like on the YouTube, because I want you to get a visual of Miss Sims, and you'll say, hold on, how that young lady just come up with this business? What did she do before? Was she running franchises for her uncle? Tell them what you did prior, because you didn't just come up with this. You've been doing business and you've been running, like 7 franchises for your uncle, old McDonald. So give us the game.
Right. So before this, I was handling his business side of his McDonald's. So after, so I did that for years for him. But prior to that, I had other businesses before working with him. But it's like, but when I came in I learned a lot from my uncle. So when I was working in his office, it kind of like tied all the missing pieces that I had for other prior businesses I had that not failed, but was learning lessons. Before I started, before I started working with him, it tied everything together. So I credit a lot of what I learned from working with him. And then he closed down in 2017, and that's when I started doing appliances.
Okay, now, man, McDonald's closed down. Like, did he sell out?
Well, he sold his stores. He
Okay.
sold his store.
Oh,
It was really time. He had been in it since 1998. We were all kind of tired. I kind of did the business side. My brother kind of did the operational side of it. And my uncle we was all tired. So it was like, it was time to go.
okay. And I asked that because, we hear the success that people have had with Wingstop's, Rick Ross being the most notable in the hip hop community, but also Smoothie King, getting a lot of play. And, you're hearing people say, no, it's not easy, but if you have a system, is that something that you would ever go back into? Was it as profitable? Because people think they can just kick their feet up and open a McDonald's and then open up another one. Give us the game on how it really is.
Oh no, it's work. You just can't just kick your feet up. But the hardest part of every business is the employees. So that's the biggest thing is employees. But the franchise, it does make it easier. So my uncle was a little spoiled because he had never really started a business from like out the mud like I have. I've learned from him, he learned from me. He started a business with a franchise where McDonald's do everything for you. They do the marketing, they give you everything wrapped up in a little bowl. So he kind of learned some of the stuff that I have been through when I started from the ground up with nothing. So it's still a lot of work. He worked every day. We're all workaholics. So my uncle, he never kicked his feet up. He worked probably about 6 or 7 days a week. He probably worked about 6 or 7 days. He didn't work as much as Alonzo, the one that was in the appliance that got me into appliances. But I complained about him working like that. But I work like that too. You're only going to attract a reflection of yourself. And I was like, but I'm trying to calm down though this year. But no, you're not going to kick your feet up. It's not going to be easy. All business entrepreneurship is not for the weak. Just put it that way. It's not for the weak. Now look, null and void all the glitz and glamour on social media. You gonna if you're not ready, and I seen Ice Cube say if you're not ready to put in 5 years of making no money in that business, then don't even get started. That's the best way to say it. But
When
I
you
am gonna tell you that McDonald's was very profitable, but they are maybe I shouldn't have said the name because then I could really get you low.
you don't work there anymore, but you can
But you
give the real
pay for
game.
a lot. You pay, you pay, you pay. You know, you pay. When they got McCafe, $300,000. You know, you gonna pay. So it's but it was very profitable though. I mean, yeah, it was. But you put a
And
lot of money in too. So
when you talk about any business and when you have to deal with people and call outs and all of that, is that why you created the academy so you could maybe transition into dealing with that part and not having to deal with people where people are coming to you for a need and we can just grow this out? So because every you think about it, every whether it's a junior college, I think even the high schools and middle schools need a program like this,
mhm,
right? So
right.
was it a way to kind of transition out of dealing with people and the call outs of their mother died for the fifth time and everything else? What was the motivation?
That was a big part of it because I had been asking God, like, God, look, please give me a business that I don't have to have a whole bunch of employees. Because I'm telling you, that is the biggest stress of every business. I even see kind of why, Alonzo, he didn't want to grow his business because, now even dealing with technicians now is just like, it's almost better sometimes just to be a one-man show. But with with the school, I just have to worry about, a few instructors, and those type of employees they're gonna be older, be more reliable. And I don't have to, they was like, well, you still got to worry about the students showing up. I said, well, it's on them if they show up or not. They got to pay whether they come or not. So I'm not gonna be stressed out if they don't come, but people never miss. They come. It's 2 weeks. Who can't do it? Who can't finish a 2 week course, right?
Well, I'm sure you've had the people who've paid and then they come back, 6 months later and said, "Hey, man, I got locked up. Can I still do the course or something?" If not, things happen, right? But you would hope that with this ADHD times and everybody, with their short attention spans, could show up and finish something in 2 weeks. But what about can they, if they don't have the money, is there any way that they can work it off? Or is there any programs that you have locally, maybe with unemployment in Atlanta, where people can get a voucher where the county or the city is paying for it?
Yeah. Locally, we do have the WIO grant, and that's the same grant that most people use when they do the CDL. It's the grant that's at the Department of Labor. So, but it's only for you have to qualify for it. So it's for the underemployed, unemployed, and low. Is it unemployed, underemployed? And there's one more thing. Is it low income? Anybody who's on any kind of government assistance. That's what it is. So you have to qualify for it. We also have like different payment plans. So you could pay like through like Klarna, Affirm, and stuff like that. You could do that, but we do have a grant, and most of our people are taking advantage of the grant. That's why I partner with different organizations, because most of those organizations, those people that's in those shelters, they qualify. Partner with Halfway House, helping people with reentry. They qualify. I'm really pushing to try to get more women in the industry. Women are more reliable. They pay attention to detail. Like they are really excelling in this field. So I partner with like battered women shelters, human sex trafficking survivors, because appliance repair is the gift to keep on giving. Okay, it's a feel good job. So every time you fix something, it boosts you up. That's what made me want to use it to help women. So not only would it give women a career and make a good, be able to make a good living to take care of them and their children, it makes you feel good. Like you go to work, every time you fix something, it just boosts you up. Like when me and my daughter used to go out, it felt so good every time we fix something. And then it don't have a reverse effect when you don't. You don't feel bad when you don't fix it. You just know I get another part and come fix it. And then you helping people at the same time. So you feeling good, the customer feeling good, everybody feeling good.
Now, when you say it's the gift that keeps on giving, how much of this is the customer's fault? Because again, I was told do not get that refrigerator with a TV in it. And thank God it hasn't had any issues yet. But I hear those things are the worst and they're always needing some repair, right? So because we have wives and they say, but I want that refrigerator when we have to fix it. And you're like,
Yes.
look, I want to give y'all what you want. So it's all good. But are we the customer the problem because we're not buying that old school General Electric refrigerator that lasted in grandmother's house for 50 years?
Exactly. Y'all are definitely the problem.
Y'all
But
really
look,
the problem. See how I
we
put it on the
love the
woman?
smart refrigerators. We love all the new technology because look, they keep us in business, okay? They keep us in business. But most appliance repair people who own appliance repair business or any kind of business, they're gonna have like the basic stuff in their house. Like I got Armana, the washer and dryer, the top load. I don't have the front load. Why I got the top load stuff? The stuff that used to last 20 years, right? Because the new stuff it lasts about 8 years now. So
Wow.
yeah, so it's y'all fault pretty much.
But as I said, our wives tell us this is what we want, even though we've given the
Yeah.
warning and they've been told firsthand. But what about where can we get that reliable stuff? Because if you go into the Home Depot, the Lowe's, they got all the fancy, it will talk to you and shut off your lights and tell you what you're missing when your favorite barbecue sauce is out. So where are you getting that stuff that lasts 20 years? Is it from a specialty store?
They got that other stuff too. Y'all just not looking at it. They got all that other stuff too. They got it at Lowe's and Home Depot. That's where I get my stuff. I don't go nowhere special. Y'all just looking at all the lights and the front load and look, I'm telling you, I was in Sam's one time and I seen the washer and it had a little compartment at the bottom where you just wash like your delicate stuff. I was like, oh man, that is so. I said, man, that's an accident waiting to happen. But I'm telling you, I wanted that thing. It was just that cute, but I was gonna be raggedy, but it'll get you. But you got to look past that and you look at the little white one in the corner, over there for like $400, $600 for the set. That's the one that's gonna last you. But I'm telling you, I totally understand the smart stuff because my washer was out and I brought a washer from the school, a wash and dry from the school. I took my set up to the school so they could fix it. I bought that new LG tower from the school and brought that home. It's the smart washer and everything. Boy, when I hooked that thing up and it was just running, I was like, and it gave me all the notifications on my phone. Your laundry, your clothes are done. I was like, this is what I've been missing out. I was like, this is what I've been missing out. So I totally understand. I totally understand it.
Are you tired of the violence, tired of the injustice, police brutality, rampant discrimination, lack of gun control in this failed biased socioeconomic experiment called America? Or maybe you need a break from the relentless grind and want to regain control of your destiny, your wealth, your health, and your purpose. DiversifiedGame.com has the right course for you. Prepare for my first trip to Africa. Looking to reconnect with your roots, start a new business, or just a fresh start. Africa, aka the motherland, is waiting. Don't let the Chinese and the Mzungus have the fun and also take over the motherland. From Cairo to Mombasa, from Dakar to Cape Town, Africa has something for everyone, from business opportunities to the most amazing people, safety, leisure, and landscapes. The opportunities abound. It is time for the diaspora to reconnect with their roots. Time to reconnect with the birthplace of humanity. Africa is the last frontier. Get your head in the game and reclaim your legacy. The writing is on the wall. Babylon is falling. Give up the stress, grind, and violence inflicted on our people on this continent and prepare for a journey of restoration and joy by connecting with the land of your ancestors. Check out our new course and kick off your adventure at diversifiedgame.com.
And sometimes I can hear the audience and I can hear somebody very, smart saying, hold on. So if I take your class for 2 weeks, I know how to fix everything. I can then open my business, or maybe they already have their business done. But then they say, I think I might be able to also, like Sanford and Son, collect stuff so I can go resell it. Does that happen when you are in the repair only business where you like people say, hey, can you haul this out for $50 or can you take that and then you fix it for a cheap amount of money? Is that happen often in that repair business?
It does. So it's a lot of people that that's in appliance repair that will also fix and sell appliances too. And a lot of time the customer, when if they get something new, they want to call you to pick it up, or if you have to order something new, they'll ask you could you take it. So it's just up to the appliance repair person if they're going to take it or not.
Okay.
I had a lot of people call me from call the school to get us to come pick up their old stuff and bring it up to the school. But it's I'm gonna say most people who do repairs, but it's quite a few that I know that do have where they do both.
Okay. So if you're listening, you can, one business can beget another business, but you got to build a team. So don't try to do it all by yourself and catch a stroke and a heart attack. Build a team. It's okay to pay people, and it's really okay to pay people who, are in your tribe, whatever that means to you. Now,
Right.
what do you think about, we're talking about the smart stuff. What do you think about AI and how, even you might be sending robots out. You might send a drone out one day that drops off or turns into a robot. Think of Transformers if you're old enough to remember, and it walk into the house and fix the problem. I've seen some cool stuff again at conferences like CES. And so where are you at? Do you like the AI and you maybe even replacing humans to do certain work?
I like the AI. I mean, I use it a lot in the office. It helps a lot, but I just don't think that this is going to ever get to where the robot's going to be repairing these appliances. I don't. I think people are safe in industries that they need to use their hands. So I mean, but who knows? I don't know, but I don't feel that they're going to have the robots repairing the appliances.
Okay. Or that they make these things so cheap, like you said, 8 years, something may last. They make it even cheaper to where people say, you know what, it's not worth repairing, just replace. And I say that, let me give you a story. I bought a $700 and something washer. Go through the repairs in the first, 6 months, a year, whatever. And they send the part. The repair woman calls me and says, hey, I'm coming. I say, don't come. They said for this little piece of part on the washer, they said they don't want to replace it. They're just going to give us all of our money back. So we just drilled it in, that little wire piece, and it works fine, thank God. But do you think they'll even just start making things cheaper and cheaper where people, and with insurance versus the price, say, look, you don't even have to fix it anymore?
No, I don't think so. You're gonna have to fix it. I don't think that, because it's appliances that are very expensive. Like when you get into like Sub-Zero, Viking, what's another one? Sub-Zero, Wolf. That stuff is in the thousands, like 8, 9,000. That stuff you're gonna have to get fixed. They're not gonna keep sending those out. But I don't think, and I don't foresee Samsung and LG making it cheaper. Maybe they would, but appliance repair gonna be here forever. Everybody got 4 to 5 appliances in their home. I don't foresee appliance repair going anywhere.
you know, and I know this might not be your scope because it deals with the insurance, why they would not just want to fix that piece, especially if you sent the part and they don't want to fix it, and you know, everyone said it's fixable. Why would they just say keep it? You know, and like I'm still trying to figure out that math in business. How does that make sense that you say just keep it?
It could be a couple of different reasons. One, they probably, if they didn't have was it the warranty company, like let's say like American Home Shield or somebody like that, or was
It
it?
was something, it was something like there was some insurance that I had got with it. But again, this thing didn't even last a year without this thing breaking off. And but it was again easily drilled, and they could have just replaced that piece. And they sent the piece, like the piece was sitting at my doorstep. The repair lady actually had to come, her company, to the house to pick it back up so they could send it back. So again, I was just like, huh, I wonder how that works. I was happy because I said, "Oh, I got a free washer."
I don't I don't understand why, because usually maybe like in an instance where they sent somebody out so many times to make a repair, they couldn't repair it, then they'll just send you another one. Or if they have a technician to come out and repair it, but they obviously had someone because the lady came to get it. They could have had a recall on it or something, and they knew it was something probably because it was under a year, right?
Hmm.
It could have been a recall or something else they knew that was wrong with the unit and they were replacing them anyway. I don't know why. I don't know why they would do that. Because usually if it's something that small, something that cheap, they are always going to repair it before they replace. They try not to replace. So it was either the grace of God, okay, or or they didn't have anybody to do the repair, or it was something, a recall, because you put units out and they have different recalls and different issues they will have with the units where they start replacing. I know Samsung had one a while back where they will replace it versus repair it. So I don't know, because usually if the repair is cheaper than the replacement, they're gonna always go with the repair. They're gonna that was just counter, just say you was blessed.
Well, we were definitely blessed by the best, but when we bought this house, right, I
Mhm.
had a LG washer, dryer set, you know, washer dryer set, dishwasher set, even oven, refrigerator. And you know when they try to sell you a new home and it's like you got all new appliances, what I did not know in the state of Florida, especially because every state can be different, the warranties on those things don't follow. So when I had an issue with the first refrigerator, hey, but are you so and so? I don't know why you asking me that. Because if you just bought the house, we're not honoring the warranty. And you say, what? And that's crazy because you got a warranty on the refrigerator and you can call until they do have to replace it. They'll come fix it, right? But they
Right.
won't replace if you weren't the person with proof of purchase.
Oh.
And I'm a creative. I can tell you offline how creative I am. The audience, I ain't gonna tell all that. And so I went through steps on top of steps, and I said, "Wow, this insurance and warranty game is interesting because this isn't my first house that I bought, but it is the first house in Florida." And I said, "Man, I've never had that issue when you have new appliances." So again, that's a tip for y'all out there. If you're buying a new house, see if that
Yeah.
warranty follows you. Are your appliances, at least in the state of Florida, it might not mean nothing if you need to replace that unit. That's good game for you.
Right.
SSG. Um, Somebody says, okay, I want to learn what you do, but I also want to be you. I'm in, Kentucky, I'm in Tennessee, I'm in Florida. Do you also mentor people or have a franchise model for your academy where it can branch out?
I don't have a franchise model. No one have. If someone would call me to ask, I would help, because I know in the past, whenever I start a business, I will always call who's ever in the business, like it's not my competition. So out of town. So I've got help over the years for people. I don't have a franchise model, but I would mentor if someone called and they wanted to start it, I would mentor them.
And before they call and please, links will be in the description, y'all. Please call her because if not, I'm gonna try to get a piece. I'm a capitalist for real. This is what I do in real life. So if somebody was to call, how much money would they need set aside to start a business like that before they call you with their $500 in their hand saying, what do you mean? It's not enough.
To start the school,
Yes, ma'am.
I can't even call it like this school, like out of every business I ever had, this school has cost me the most money than any business I've ever had. And I went the longest without making any money. So if they call me, if they not ready to put those 5 years in without making any money, don't even call. Cause I went the first 5 years without no everybody getting paid but me. But I put so much money in, so much money in. So just to get started with when I got started with it, I think I probably started with maybe I probably started with about 50,000, but I have put so much more into it after that.
Okay, okay. It just, I want people to be realistic because again, you see so much online and you hear so much, and people sometimes make it seem so easy because again, your black don't crack unless y'all smoke it, folks. And so they think, oh, I can do it. And I believe you can do it, but you got to follow the steps. And you also have to, instead of going out on Friday night and Saturday night and Sunday night, some of y'all, you got to put that money towards your business because it takes a team to make a real dream happen.
And
What's
not
your
only that,
Hmm?
I worked around the clock. Like I with this school, I work, so I don't even want to talk about how much I work. Next, go ahead.
what, what's a community give back that you are doing or one that you would like to do in the future?
I give back. I do have like back to school drives. I give back. I give out one scholarship. I give out one scholarship free a month to come to the school. And I want to do more on a larger scale when I get to that point. I just want to just be able to help. Like also, I ain't gonna go there. So that's a whole other thing I give to like the women that come through, but that's a whole nother situation. But I just want to give back as much as I can. You know, I really got a soft spot with helping women, and that's just because I've learned so much on my journey, you know, especially when they talk about the angry Black women. I've learned so much on my journey to become healed. So there's a lot of like workshops I would like to do to where the women don't have to pay and just to help them in those areas of their life.
Okay, okay. And I mean, there's a lot of angry people, globally, but when we talk about America, because we're global citizens, you see the flags behind me. It usually when people are angry, it's because they haven't accomplished what they wanted to accomplish and they're looking back at their life. So that's sometimes more about y'all than whoever you're trying to project out to, because there's always somebody to blame. But you got to look in the mirror sometimes and see what did you do different than what the person that you see winning doing. Because peep this, most people in America, no matter white, black, Chinese, they don't have enough money to retire. They don't have enough money to retire. But we see people at Bloomingdale's and Saks, and everybody got Mercedes and Maserati and even Aston Martin down here in South Florida. But then when you don't have enough money to get a new knee, a kidney, but you had enough money to get a booty in the Dominican Republic, right? Or Colombia. Priorities, people. You gotta set your priorities. That's what we do. We get our people right and ready, and that's why we say we make smart people money. But again, you got to be smart for us to be able to make you money because when you're trying to teach the teacher, it never works out. You don't get your papers, you don't pass. Have you found that at SSG that you find some people, especially because you're women run and owned, they're trying to teach you when they come in?
Not really. Not too much. I haven't maybe some guys that's been in the field longest. Well, this is what I'm gonna say, because I'm not an instructor, and I have instructors. They have tried to teach my instructors, but my instructors always say they can learn from anybody, because you do, because it may be something that they're doing different, and I have seen people that come into class that have taught my instructors things like look good. A lot of everybody got their little tidbits that they do like in the field and stuff like that. So people have come in and try to teach my instructors, but nobody really have tried to teach me like in business, I'm gonna say.
Okay, okay. Well, I knew there's always probably one in a class and say, well, what we used to do. So I have to ask,
Oh yeah,
and I've been
yeah,
doing this 30 years, and you say, then what
yeah,
are you doing here? What went wrong? But
yeah.
you're nice. I'm very direct, and
Yeah. My instructors, they do get that. They get that.
okay, no, that's awesome. What can the community help you with to support your needs, whether it's the business or even the give backs? What can we do for you?
Um, I would say maybe get the word out more. I'm trying to see where. I'm not sure. Look, I'm good at giving. Receiving, I'm still working on that. I'm still working on receiving, but I mean, I guess maybe just get the word out more, get more. Men come to men come to the school easy. I just would like to get, let women know, more women know that this is actually an option for them. It's not, I'm a girly girl. I'm able to do it. Appliances easy. You don't even get dirty. You're in most customer houses. You're in AC. So I would like to get the word out more to get more women. Let women know that this is a field that they can really excel in. But I'm not sure. I have to think about. I have to think about what the community can do more.
Okay, okay. Well, you said getting the word out. So if you guys, listening, those of you who watch, and again, go over and check out, so you can put a face with a name and all that in a voice. Tell one person, because what we know is there's a lot of two people who are underemployed who need to get more skills. And the old saying is, it's not that AI is going to take your job, but it is somebody who knows AI may take your job. The same way when we were kids, they said, if you don't learn this computer, you won't even be able to work at McDonald's. You
Right.
got to learn and keep learning, and you're never too good or too rich because everybody online is a philanthropist and they don't retire. They mama, daddy, they dogs and everything until it's time again to pay a bill, especially a medical bill or a funeral, right? And we're tired of the fish fries. So get yourself some insurance. That's real
Mhm.
game. Is there a book that you're working on? And when are you coming back to give your YouTube more love?
No, I'm not working on a book. I should be. Most people tell me I should write a book. I got some stuff to put in a book. I don't have time yet, but when I get time, I will work. I will start a book. And when I was on YouTube, it was a whole job. I'm more so behind the scenes person. I'm like behind the scenes. And so when I did that YouTube, boy, it was really me coming out of my box. I had people pushing me to go on and do the YouTube. And so I think about doing it again from time to time, but it was I think I started out too much because we was doing something called a power block. And so Encompass Parts, they'll come on at 7. I came on at 7:30. Appliance boot camp come on at 8. And so we all came on Monday and Thursday. So it was just a lot. And that's how I started out. So it was a lot doing 2 days a week, every week, and coming up with content, and it's a whole job.
But think about this, because you had some good numbers, especially for what you were doing, and even one is enough, is what the preacher said and the teacher said. But if you used AI, even whether it's concept or even, putting artificial videos out there on topics that people keep asking you, so you don't have to keep repeating yourself, and you think over time how people will rewatch and rewatch. And again, teams. So hiring someone, you got a nephew, a cousin, somebody who needs the task. They might be 13 years old, right? And voila, now you gave them a purpose and something they can work on, or it's one of your children, because these kids, when they turn on these lights every time, that's $1, that's a penny, right? That's
Right.
something. So y'all gotta pay your way through life. Don't nobody around me get a free ride, and I mean that. Even the rabbits in my yard, they just don't know, they got their day too coming.
Right. Look, right. I do got an 18-year-old I could put to work. My other two children work for me already, but I got an 18-year-old and I'm like, I don't know. I don't really see him with a tool. Okay. I don't even really want him with a tool on my appliance. So I'm like, I'll find something for you though. That might be it.
Yeah, and because also we have to remember, not just the tax credit for the kids that we can claim, the amounts of money that we can pay them, that we're already going to pay them. I always ask your accountant, this is not financial advice, but you can pay your kids, a certain amount of money. So when they say, I want to go to football, jujitsu, this and that, we'll pay for it out that money I paid you for the work that you did here. And yes, it's a real job. So that's good game. You guys always classes and session.
Right.
Let people know, because I could go Joe Rogan style, y'all, but we might talk about something off air that I don't want y'all to hear. But let the people know where they can find you, the best way to contact you, and any last words.
Okay, so you can find me at ssgapplianceacademy.com. All of my social media handles are at SSG Appliance Academy, I think. And then the YouTube, I think, is SSG Appliance Academy. I'm not sure. Well, if you search it, you'll find it. SSG Appliance Academy. Um, and my last words is, look, regarding SSG Appliance Academy, is look, during COVID, appliance repair had made a couple people millionaires. So it's definitely a field you can look to get into. It's not just a job, it's a career. You can, even if you start out working for someone, most people in appliance repair, they end up with their own business. It's easy to make six figures. I know a lot of people are millionaires, and people that became millionaires in just within 2 years in COVID doing appliance repair. So it's definitely worth the investment to invest in yourself. But we teach beginners and we teach seasoned technicians. So we have the best instructors in the industry. They can bring it down to layman terms, and they also, so for layman, for the beginners. But when seasoned technicians come to our school, they tie everything together for them. So everything they were missing in the field, they get in our class. So you're going to walk away from our class with something. And we also have we used to have 100% job placement. So now I changed it to, if you want a job, we will get you a job, but you have to want it. But we got 100% job placement for the people that actually wants a job. That's what it is.
Awesome. And I know a lot of you who are listening, you need a job or you won't eat. Now, for your cousins who don't want a job, pray for them, because unfortunately, some people think they don't need a job,
Right.
and there's nothing we can do about it. There's also, look up SSG. Again, links will be in the description. Don't try to look up Miss Sims, because you ain't gonna find nothing but the picture that you see here. She's hidden probably under a different name, and I won't throw that out because we put the team on it, but you're not gonna find it with her name. Not LinkedIn, nada, nothing.
What do you mean?
I didn't say,
You Google Moniqueca Sims, a lot of stuff come up under Google.
but like some people, and again, I got some thirsty Thomases on here. The ones who come over and look, they'll say, oh, let me go find her on LinkedIn and try to, come in through that side door. You're not going to find her. I'm just giving it. I got a handful of people on this show who they look, and when they see, Oh man, a woman on here doing this, making money. Let me try to hit her up. And they're trying to look for a date more than they're trying to look for an escape to something else. So I'm just letting them know you ain't gonna find it under that name. So don't even look. You're not gonna find her. Look up SSG, go through the academy, spend some money, learn something, and then maybe you meet her.
Look, and I'm the worst too with just social media posting anyway. So I didn't really probably get any social media sites too much until I got SSG Appliance Academy. And I'm gonna tell you, when I had my YouTube channel, now these some of the issues I didn't have before my YouTube channel. When I got my YouTube channel, it was people coming to the school just to see me. And I'm like, because usually I'm not out, well, I'm there now all the time because now they done kind of transitioned me to be there for every class. But before I wasn't. And I done had people ask me for their money back. Mona, if you ain't gonna be there, I want my money back. I'm like, what? I'm not the instructor. Yeah, I got that
Yeah,
from my YouTube channel. After you just brought it all back for me.
for the truck drivers who are, I know y'all listen because it's easier for y'all to listen. And you say, man, I got to see what she looked like. Go over, stop your truck, then look, because I don't want you to get into no wreck. You guys have gotten the game. I'm going to try off air to see if she'll bring back the YouTube with some more tips, tricks. You guys, make sure you like this game. Make sure you comment on this game. But most importantly, please make sure you share this game with somebody. It will change their life. Y'all be blessed.